So Microsoft just recently released a new Windows 11 build to the release preview channel for the Windows insiders. And in this update, they've included a number of new changes, things like a new Xbox mode, changes and improvements to the File Explorer, some Windows update settings, as well as just some overall security improvements. Now in this video, we're going to be going through this blog post together, and I'm also going to do my best to put some screen recordings of the actual changes in Windows up for you so you can see them live in action. Now, just as a quick disclaimer, these changes are only available to Windows insiders in the release preview channel on Windows 11. So the things that you see in this video are subject to change. These are features that Microsoft is still busy testing, and they're not available in the current Windows 11 updates that you get via Windows Update. But with that said, let's get right into it. So the first thing here is that there's a new Xbox mode. It's available on all PCs, including laptops, desktops, and tablets. So this is an Xbox console experience that offers a full screen interface. And here's an example of what the Xbox home screen looks like. It's a full screen experience where you can jump back into the games that you were playing before. You can see some featured games. Now, I personally don't use Xbox or the Xbox app on Windows, so I'm not sure how much of an improvement this is compared to what was already available. Then next we get to the File Explorer changes. And these are the changes that I think I'm the most excited about, because if we have a look at these changes here, it says that they've improved the folder view consistency. So customized settings such as sorting files by name now applies across all ways you open a folder. So when you open the same folder from another app, such as a web browser, the preferences will persist automatically. They also improved the speed and performance of the File Explorer launch. They said they removed the white flash when launching File Explorer in dark mode if File Explorer was set to launch to this PC or when resizing the details pane. This was a really annoying bug, especially for me who likes to use dark mode in Windows. Seeing that white flash of light when opening File Explorer to this PC was a bit of an annoyance. Then there's a new setting here where it adds a preview anyway button to the preview pane in File Explorer for files downloaded from the internet after you get a viewing warning. Then another new setting expands the list of archive formats that can be used in File Explorer to include these different file types that you can see on screen now. And then it also states here that they improved the reliability of relevant Explorer.exe processes stopping after closing File Explorer windows. I guess with relation to this, there was a bug where Explorer.exe processes wasn't stopped after closing File Explorer on your computer. So this might also help with background processes that might have been running on your computer and eating up some system resources when it didn't have to. Then they've also got some new input settings. Now, I'm not going to be covering the input settings in this video. If you're interested to see all of the changes that they made, I'm going to link this blog post down in the description of this video, and then you can have a look at all of the changes yourself. But the ones that I want to focus on here is this one called Introducing Agents on the Taskbar, which is a new setting. Now, I think this one is going to be a little bit controversial. So Windows is adding a new way to monitor your agents from the taskbar. This experience supports agents across first and third-party apps, with research in the Microsoft 365 Copilot app as the first adopter. And it seems like the researcher agent in Microsoft 365 Copilot is basically just an agent that is specifically tuned for research. But continuing on here, when the researcher works on a report, Windows shows progress on the taskbar so you can check updates at a glance. You can then hover over the Microsoft 365 Copilot icon to see real-time progress. And then when the report is ready, Windows will notify you. Now let's just pause on this topic here for a moment, because in a previous blog post, Microsoft said that they're going to be changing the way that they integrate AI into Windows. So we'll have to see exactly how this gets implemented. But if you want my opinion on this, I'm not anti-AI. I use AI every single day. I personally use Claude at the time of this video recording, and I use Claude Code in the terminal for basically everything I do. I'm in the process right now of setting up a personalized personal AI assistant, an AI agent that can help me with the work that I do. So I'm not against any of this, but I'm doing all of that on another computer that'll be connected to my network, which isn't part of my main PC, because I don't really want the AI agents to have access to my main computer and my main browser where all of my personal data is saved. So with all of that said, Having the Microsoft 365 Copilot app or any AI feature basically forced on me inside of the operating system is not really what I want from Windows. And I guess most of you feel the same way. Now, on this introducing agents on the taskbar point specifically, I want you guys to go to the comment section and let me know your thoughts about what Microsoft is introducing here with agents on the taskbar. And also, as part of your comment, let me know, do you use AI or are you completely against AI? Because that's also going to influence where you're coming from if you leave a comment about the new agents on the taskbar mode. But moving on, it looks like Microsoft either updated or implemented the policy-based removal of pre-installed Microsoft apps. Now, in my opinion, this isn't completely new because I've made a video on this before, almost 9 months ago, titled Microsoft Adds Official Bloatware Removal Method in Windows 11 25H2, where you can basically remove the default Microsoft Store packages or bloatware apps from the system. But they say here that this update adds support for a dynamic app removal list to the Remove Default Microsoft Store Packages policy section here, where you can add an Apex package name, which will also be removed once you apply this policy. So they're basically just making it easier for administrators to remove the default Microsoft Store packages, but this is only available on Enterprise and Education. I would really like to see this be available for Pro as well. Then next, there's a Windows driver policy update. So they're removing the default trust for cross-signed drivers, but the drivers from the Windows Hardware Compatibility Program and an allow list of trusted legacy drivers remain allowed. So that's just basically a security update with regards to drivers that gets installed on the system. Then there's enhanced security and performance for batch files, where you can set this registry key in that path. And this mode just basically prevents batch files from changing during execution. So if there's something inside of the batch file that was malicious, calling another script, then I guess that won't be able to execute when you have this mode enabled. They've also reduced unexpected errors when downloading stuff from the Microsoft Store. And for the taskbar, they've improved the reliability of loading the system tray area of the taskbar. For Windows Update that uses delivery optimization, they've also improved memory usage, reducing the likelihood it will use an unexpectedly large amount of memory. Now, I completely disabled delivery optimization. I don't want to use that on my computer at all, so I don't really care about this. But if you're someone who uses the delivery optimization, at least it won't use as much memory as it did up until this point. So for the startup apps that you've got running, they've also improved the performance when launching those startup apps after boot. And then there's just some general reliability changes to the Explorer process, taskbar flyouts, and File Explorer's quick access. Included in this update are a lot of the stuff that Microsoft has promised, in quotation marks, in one of their previous posts that I also made a video about, which I'll link at the end of this video. But I have to be honest, it doesn't seem like they're actually implementing stuff the way that they said they would, or at least the way that we interpreted they would add it to Windows. But then again, this is a very early release preview build. There's still a lot of stuff that can change before it actually gets into the production releases of Windows 11. Let me know about your thoughts about all of this in the comments down below. I'm interested to hear what the audience thinks about these changes made to Windows 11 and the direction that Microsoft is heading in with these new features that they're implementing in Windows.